proceed, and we had a targeted fundraising of $5,000 to be able to do this, and I think we raised, what, about 4,000 something? 4,400. So that got us started. So if you see here, these are the people who have served on the website committee. The designer is Frank Watzeder. He's the designer. Paul Venable is the webmaster and narrative. I was narrative and an editor, and Karen Murray is copywriter and editor. And I will say that Karen is responsible for pretty much the bulk of putting all this information, the content in there. She works diligently on this. And so these are the people, and let me move to the next slide here. Yeah, you can all read that. So we have met weekly since the first of the year, and all four of us have basically spent our time developing. It was months just developing the proper narrative, and what came out of that was we've created a website which is modern, vibrant, living, and will be updating and refining for months and even years as the Constitution Party continues to grow and expand its influence among people. And that is something different, is the fact that you will now begin to see updates almost weekly, and sometimes daily. Like, I'm gonna go home, we're gonna go in the next meeting, there'll be some changes that we'll have to make on the website with some changes that will come out of this meeting. And so we'll be doing this on a regular basis, which in the past that hasn't been kept up, and now we're going to be very current all the time. One of the places that you can find that information will be in the section called the American Constitutionist. We are still working on, we have a major project that is going to take a lot of time and effort, and what's the name of it? The Road to Independence. Okay, good. What is the name of that program? The Road to Independence. And so that's another one that is going to require a lot of time, and that you'll be seeing after the first of the year. So, you know, it's been a long time, a long road getting here from there to here, but we finally launched on July 4th. And so, let's see, go to the next slide. Oh, wait, we don't want to do that because it's going to take so much time. Hold on. All right, there we go. I'm going to briefly go through this very quickly, and this was what our website looked in the year 2000. So you can see it's pretty bare bones and not much of anything, okay? And that's Howard Phillips, of course. And for those of you who are new, Howard Phillips was the founder of this party, and some of us are very familiar and very grateful for who he was and what he did. Jim, where are you? You recognize yourself there? Jim Clymer is the man on the top there. That's when he had black hair and hair. Okay. 2001 to 2004. This is what our website looked like. 2005 to 2006. You can see it's, you know, you can see the evolution of how it's moving along. 207 to 209, different format. 210 to 212. 213 to 217, 218 to 224, and then this is what you see on the home page when you now go on there. Your rights are being traded and you're not at the table. Well, that looks like kind of a strange way to start something, but there's a purpose to it, okay? So what are the other guys doing? Ask yourself, what are Republicans selling? What are Democrats selling? What are the Libertarians selling? And what are the Greens selling? So here's the Republican Party's opening page. The golden age of America begins right now. Okay, so we're going to go into golden age. I think the gold's a little tarnished or something, if you can tarnish gold, but that's okay. The Democratic Party, that's their opening page. Rolling up our sleeves, organizing for a brighter, more equal future. Together we'll elect Democrats up and down, so on and so forth. Welcome to the Libertarian Party. can't even read that anyway, that's what they have. And then here we have the Green Party. That's kind of a cute saying, don't just march, run for office. So I'll give them credit for that. But what is the Constitution Party selling? And what we are selling is, notice the format: defender of liberty, a servant of the people, guardian of natural rights, covenant of free states, bulwark against tyranny, with just brief statements basically explaining that. Brevity is a part of this of this part of the website, because we're trying to use few words to basically get across some very basic principles that you don't have to read a essay to understand what's going on. It says the Constitution is the charter bequeathed to us from the founding generation, tried in the fires for the fight for liberty. The servant of the people, the Constitution is the inspired guide for self-governing, a compelling, unparalleled departure from the sovereignty of kings to the sovereignty of the people. Guardian of the natural right, the Constitution is a guidebook for citizens, public officials alike, on how to secure our natural rights, which are inherent in us and not granted by the government. Covenant of free states, the Constitution is a compact between the states, which are individual and sovereign in themselves and not vassals of a centralized power structure. And a bulwark against tyranny, the Constitution is the solution to every usurpation, every tyranny, every violation of the rights to life, liberty, and property of we the people. If you just think about what was said there in a very short time, you're hitting on some very important basic principles. And so the next slide here, it says what we are not selling. We're not selling compromise, political partisanship, election fraud, rule by decree of pollsters, the latest socio-political fad, corruption, and bait and switch campaigns. So this talks a little bit about things that we spent a lot of time talking about. You don't realize fonts, size, these things are so important in developing websites. So our website is designed to reach not only the boomer generation, but also Gen Z, Gen X, millennials, while opening the door to the up-and-coming alpha and beta generations, which are more tech-savvy and innovative. We have a new menu design, and I'm going to point that out here as we go into the next slides. New narrative using the Socratic method of teaching wherever it fits, multi-level and meets accessibility standards. We have an entry level, as you just seen, with simple language. Then we have the Middle Earth level for those who want to know more, and then the deep dive level to the intellectuals among us. So we're not leaving anybody out. In our previous websites, we were, I would say we were more to the intellectual level, I think it was more favored more people who already understood the principles of our government. And we used a lot of language that was more legalese and more founding father language. And what we're doing now is this, in other words, we didn't make this website to attract you to the website. We designed it so that it would attract people, young people especially, to our website, and people who are uninformed but know something's wrong and they don't really know how to figure out what's wrong. And so there was just a lot of conversation and a lot of thinking this out and what is going to be the best way to attract new people to our party. So we didn't create the website for you, okay? It's to attract people to the party. And it's designed for use on mobile, tablet, laptop, and PC. It's a complex system to get one presentation to appear on various sizes of monitors and devices. We work hard on each page, comparing appearances on the mobile and PC and making adjustments to get good balance. This is a tricky thing to do, okay? And I guess anybody who's involved in websites can understand how tricky that is. Okay, so what is the Socratic method of teaching? Well, the key features are you ask open-ended questions, you're challenging assumptions, you're encouraging critical thinking, and it's a structured dialogue. The techniques, we have plan questions throughout, time for reflection, follow-up questions, and summarizing responses. The benefits are enhanced learning, improved problem solving skills, and gaining personal insight. And it's used throughout the website to guide people to the conclusion that the Constitution is the better way. And that is the theme of this entire website, is the Constitution is a better way. And that the Constitution Party is the only pathway to achieve the goal of reestablishing America's constitutional republic. So what is the better way trail? If you've been on here, if you've been on the website, you have seen this and you'll recognize it. If you've not been there, I highly suggest that you go there and start investigating. So what if this is the moment, is a question. Open-ended. Hope for America. Is this liberty or is this death, and where to start? In the past 30 days, these pages have been viewed 4,395 times. And let me tell you, I don't have the statistics, but I can guarantee you that before this website launched, we'd probably be lucky if we had a couple hundred people visiting, okay? That's how the increase has been so dramatic since we changed and put this out there. So the national platform is next here. Okay. So the national platform has been designed to meet the needs of all types of learners. The landing page has a downloadable PDF link provided immediately. There are buttons to the preamble, to an AZ preamble, and to the resolutions. The landing page has the organization of the platform as inspired by the preamble to the United States Constitution. So we've organized the planks according to what part of the preamble it would fit in with. And if, I don't have that to show to you, but I encourage you to go check out our platform page. New approach on how we present each plank, and we're going to show you an example here in a minute. We're using more common English and less legalese. The summary statements are pulled from the original plank, creating an immersive experience to meet varying levels of user interest, reorganizing the information in the following headings for each plank. There'll be a summary statement first, the principles that are involved, the problem will be identified, the solution will be given, and then the Constitution Party commitment will be the final thing. And then as you look at what this looks like here, so this is what you would see if you go to the AZ platform. This is what you would see. Well, let me do this first. Let me see if this will work. Okay, national platform. This is what you would see. This is the. Oh. Which one here? Oh, no. That one. This worked at home. Well, I'm not going to stay here very long. This is what you would see. Oh, they can't see that. Okay. All right, never mind. Okay. Well, let me just, okay, you can't see it. Why can't you see it? Because I'll wait a minute, go to, hold on, can I do something here? I think I know what it is. Did that override it? Where do you have to go? Yeah. Yeah. Exit slideshow? Okay, this is the AZ platform, okay? And you'll see there's page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4. So when I click on congressional reform, all right, no, I gotta go to page 1, hold on. I should have practiced this more than once at home. Okay. So this is congressional reform. I originally showed you the full thing. Okay, so this is a summary statement. Congress must once again to be accountable to the people and obedient to the Constitution, repealing all the laws that delegate legislative powers to regulatory agencies, bureaucracies, private organizations, the Federal Reserve Board, international agency, the President, and the judiciary. So that summarizes basically what our plank says and what it wants us to do. So what is the principle that's involved with that? The Congress of the United States has become an overpaid, overstaffed, self-serving institution. And the United States Article 6 clause, senators as representatives, okay. So that's the principle. The problem, Congress confiscates taxpayers' funds to finance exorbitant, unconstitutional, determined salaries, pensions, perks. Most members of Congress have become accountable to Washington establishments, so on. So you get the idea there. Well, what is the solution? To repeal the 17th Amendment, this will return to the state legislators the functions of electing the Senate. By repealing the 17th Amendment, the United States Senate will return to body that represents legislatures of several states on the federal level and thus restores a tremendous vital part of the design, checks, and balance of powers that our Constitution originally provided. So this is one part of the solution, and then the Constitution Party's commitment is to seek to repeal the 17th Amendment, support legislation to end the practice of attaching unrelated riders to bills, support legislation to require an accurate congressional record, and will work to remove congressional pensions and benefits. Now, if they want to do the deep dive, then this is the full plank then, is then available for them to actually read the full plank as it reads in our platform. So what we've done is we've got very important steps that they could easily, anybody who really doesn't have a great understanding that, can see what the problem is, can see how it can be solved, and then they see what our party's commitment is. That is not going to be the commitment of other parties. Okay, so we think that this is, and then what we will do then is we will have, and it's not complete yet because this is a tremendous undertaking. It's not complete yet, but when it is complete, every plank will have that situation set up there. Now I gotta quickly go back to where we were. Okay. Am I okay there now? I gotta go to slideshow. No. Current slide? Okay. Okay, I think that's the right place, yeah. All right. Almost finished here, folks. Okay, one of the things, why do we have dual menus? Well, apparently some of our members are, Karen says it in a nice way, I'm gonna probably say it in a bad way. We're the older folks who truly don't understand some of the way that the younger people can. So, if you're not familiar with these terms, and I was not, okay, hamburger versus buttons, okay? If you look here, okay, see that's lines, see that there? That's a hamburger menu.
Oh.
You find that on the opening of landing pages, okay? That was what we had at one time, and our members were going, I can't find anything. We don't even know where to go or what to do. And so we were like, okay, we've got to do something that older people can't figure this out. So we added, what you see there is on the opening page, you will see donate, join, and a menu. So you can either click the two little lines or the big red menu button, and you can get to wherever you need to go, okay? This is a picture of what you get, when you go to the hamburger right underneath this, it's very designed, you can see the Better Way, Introduction for America, Platform, Ballot Access, Press Room, the American Constitution. Constitutionist, I really encourage this part here because it's where, and state organizations that are here, you need to let the website committee know that your state is doing something, because we want to put that, it's a news and information and an event part, and we want to make that an important place where people can see, hey, this Constitution Party is really doing a lot of things, more than we realize. Okay. Republicans are the only one that use the hamburger method besides us, okay? So it goes to show you we're on the cutting edge. We opted, okay, I won't go any more with that. I think you understand that, okay? All right. Oh, I'm sorry, here's my American Constitution.
That I'm building for another thing I'm involved in, so you can see this is a hamburger menu.
So, as part of our rebranding and narrative updates, we've revived the American Constitution's newsletter we produced for a time several years ago.
So
It's updated weekly with RSS feeds from our podcasters, and we can add to that. We can add to that. That's the important thing. The messages from the chairman and our CP in the news series and articles. And we are building an editorial team to help with reviewing and posting these types of things. We're also working on developing staff of approved writers whose articles we can post.
What is the difference?
And then we are, this is important. We are also launching an I Am Constitutionist page for the website with comments and short videos from members explaining why they are Constitutionists. We sent this plea out earlier, and we did not get the responses that we had hoped to receive. So, while you're here this weekend, take the time with your group of people here, and just have somebody hold your phone for you, and just make a few. I'm a Constitutionist because I believe the Constitution truly matters, and it is a rule of law. And we do not want to be ruled by the whims of men, and I want our Constitution to be obeyed. I'm a Constitutionist. Just any little simple statement that you can come up with that says, why do I support the Constitution? Why do I think it's important? Nothing long. Please do this so that we only, right now, I think we only have 4 or 5 people who did it. And who wants to put just 4 or 5 people out there? We want to have at least 20 or 30 people saying, I'm a Constitutionist because. Please do this. Go back to your state. Get some of your members to do it. She said statements and comments. So even if you don't feel like you can do a little video thing, I freeze up if somebody puts a video, like a camera in my face. Write a statement, and we can put your statement on there. So it's just, you can see right down there, send any state party news or I Am a Constitutionist videos to cp250@pm.me, and we'll get you on the website. Now,
Give that to us
move
again.
this up here.
CP250.
This is nice and all, but is it working? And it is. Okay, and I'll just briefly get this up here. Okay, and the answer is, yes, it is working. These are from September 14th through to October 14th, and these are the statistics. So during this time, okay, well, let's look at the graph first. The solid line is the last 30 days, and the dotted line is the previous period. And you just see a red line that's showing the growth. So active users during that month was 12,000, and that's 141.2% increase over the last 30 days. Okay, the last 30 days. The event count is an increase of 162%. The sessions, 147.9%, and key events 1.2. I don't know what that actually means. The peaks are on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so we decided that the rallies are weekends and holidays, so we've decided that people don't do it and they go to work and get on their computer and waste their company time. So, this is interesting. The high was on September 11th, 827 views that day. What happened the day before that? Charlie Kirk, okay? I think that was driving people to our website. I don't think it was September 11th, as important of an event and as tragic an event as that is. I don't think that was it. I think it was a Charlie Kirk. Our website appeals to younger people. They are, all right, yeah, it works. Okay, last slide here. 2,200 returning users. That is an amazing amount of returning users. Our users are averaging 2.5 pages per visit, which is another astounding. This is even more astounding. The bounce rate, in other words, less than 10 seconds on a page. It's 18% for us, and the average political site is a 50% bounce rate. People like what they're investigating our website. They're investigating our website.
She's got
You
great
can look at
metrics.
the homepage, is the biggest national platform, Better Way, so on and so forth.
Wish I knew how to.
So that pretty well winds it up. It's working. Justin basically mentioned the amount of people who are signing up with supporters. The big key is to all of this is when they send you as a state representative, as a state contact, they send you these new people, you must connect with them. Anyway, thank you for allowing me to present.
Wow.
All right, we're a bit behind schedule, so we're gonna break and head for lunch right now. Be back here at 1. Yes, Janine?
Yes, we're eating in the room next door, and maybe we could have a blessing on the food here, and then they'll serve us immediately when we go into the next room.
All right. All right. Could I have a volunteer to bless the food for us? Go ahead.
That's Sonia Ray.
My dear Father, Heavenly Father, we're so very thankful for the many blessings that Thou hast given to us. We're very thankful to be here and enjoy each other's camaraderie and learn the things that we are learning, and pray that we can incorporate what we're learning and help this party to grow. We're very thankful for this food that has been prepared, and pray that Thou wilt bless it, that it will nourish our bodies and give us the strength and energy that we need and desire. And as we humbly pray in the name of Thy beloved Son, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
All right, just be back shortly before 1, and feel free to mix and match in there. You don't have to sit just with your clique. You can meet new people. So.
What's that?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be.
Hello, young man.
Young? How young do you think I am?
Hey, if I call you young, will you call me young?
How young do you think I am? Seriously.
I don't know, but you look younger than I am. Look at my hair, all gray.